everyone. Welcome to this little workshop on Overleaf and how to publish your book or your manuscript, your Word file, your text file, your website on using Overleaf on Amazon, on Google Play, on a website, etc. So just to get you sorted what this workshop is about, first, if you have any question, just put it either in the comments or in the live chat. So this is a live workshop, and this workshop will be held weekly. And if you have any questions about the previous week, just write it in the comments, and we can discuss it here. The idea of this workshop is really to get week by week a little bit better, to learn different tools, to learn both different programs to organize your book, as well as to have the organizational skill how to organize your book itself. So, for example, how to start, how to do brainstorming, how to organize it in chapters. And when you have that, both the organizational part of your content as well as the tools, then you can basically streamline your book production and be a lot faster that way. My focus today is Overleaf and LaTeX. LaTeX is usually comes for university papers and for complex references, indexes, and when you want to have nice ligature and nice font face, etc., and overall a nice look. And that usually you use LaTeX more for complex papers, for study papers, less so if you want just to write a little letter. And books are a little bit in the middle, depending on what type of book you write. So if you write more in fiction, Word might be okay. And if you write more in non-fiction, then I really recommend looking into LaTeX. One advantage today I will show is how you can use LaTeX and Overleaf, that's the program to edit it, to publish the same book in different formats. So just like you would do in Word, like export as PDF, export as website, you can also do that with LaTeX. And the advantage is that you don't have to do extra formatting or something like that. That can all be dealt with from a single source. And from a single source, you can compile different types. The other thing is to just, for those who are new about the whole publishing thing, just to show you how you can very easily publish your book on Amazon KDP. And we will also look at LeanPub and how to publish your book there. We will start out with a blog entry I wrote about, and I will also link that blog entry in the comments, in the chat, and in the chat and comments. That is basically the blog entry that will accompany us. That it has all the links you need to start out. Especially, I mean, you can read about LaTeX and Overleaf here in detail. Here in the workshop, we will primarily show. I will primarily show you how to do the individual steps to get your book. So less about the background, because you can read all that, and more about, okay, what specific steps do you need to take to get to your PDF, to your website, etc. Okay, so we will start out with a template. The advantage of using a template is simply everything about the book is already in place. You don't have to worry about libraries, about technology, about formatting, about front matter and back matter, and about page format, about margins, etc. Just use the template to create your first book and then go from there, and then make changes as you like. But really, to learn it, at least that's my approach, really, to have like a first template and go from there. For your own book project, let's say you start out fresh, then that's ideal, because you can just then write inside the template. If you already have a LaTeX template, then it gets a little bit more complicated. Simply contact me and I can help out. Maybe to just transfer it, especially because my template also supports ebooks So you can just use this template to produce a hardcover book, a softcover book, or a ebook with the same source material. So you don't have to like manage 3 different or 2 different files, but you can all do your text from one file. So we start out, I posted it. Yeah, I posted it. We start out with the template, and I put it here. So you can either browse to overleaf.com and go through the LaTeX template. I describe it here, or simply click on the link and you get to the template. That's the template. It has a lot of like instructions and sample text. Of course, you have to remove that later for your own book, but it's a good way to start. And if you don't have an Overleaf account yet, I recommend to do that either right now or later, and just follow it and then play this video later again. And to just register at overleaf.com, and then go here and open this as a template. Here, open as a template. We can also look at the PDF. That is the PDF that will be produced by the template itself. So and you can see here it has a title, and it has on every page like instructions you need to do to replace. For example, of course, you need to put who you are, your title, where it was printed, etc., pp, and add quotes, add chapters, etc., etc. So this is a template with sample text, and you can just use that. So the real strength of this is not like, okay, there's some sample text and some structure. Of course, it helps if you're just starting out with books, because book is not just, okay, here's like a pile of papers, but it has a certain structure, and people expect a certain structure. Also, if you want to submit it to printers or libraries, they also need a certain structure, like where to put the ISBN number, etc., etc. So it takes a lot of time away. My own books that I wrote, that you see in the background here, I also used for each book the same template, so this makes it easy. So this is tested. Okay, then we go to here again to the template. So again, here the link. I post this. Maybe I post this link also in the chat. There you go. So you click on it, you register an account at Overleaf, and then you can open it as a template. Takes a moment. And there we go. So one thing about Overleaf and LaTeX, if you're not familiar with it, with Microsoft Word, for example, Word is what you see is what you get. So you just edit the text as it is right there on the screen. On the other hand, LaTeX is a language where you put everything in commands. So this looks a little bit cryptic, but you will soon see how this all works. The difference is, for example, in LaTeX, everything is text. So if you make something bold, then there's a little identifier, okay, make this part of the text bold. While in Microsoft Word, okay, you just see the text is bold. So LaTeX works with commands. Microsoft Word works with what you see is what you get. The advantage with the commands is that you can create more structured and better documents. While with Word, you might be familiar, you put in an image and everything gets into chaos or something like that. So that's the main difference. Also, with Word always has to display you the most current version. So when you make an entry, when we write something, then it has to show you the result immediately. While on the other hand, LaTeX is compiled. It can take, or it can use more time to create like better structure blocks of sentences and calculate maybe here this word goes into the next line, maybe that looks better or not. So it has more complex calculations going on in the background, while Word has to do everything in real time. And doing everything in real time means, okay, you have to remove or reduce some of the quality. And this is also reflected in the font face, how it looks. So in Word, you usually, like, for example, if you write two Fs, then there are two different characters. While in LaTeX, you can use certain fonts or certain options to really have it like in print and have those two Fs together as one font, as one character. So just to summarize, LaTeX if you want better quality, Word if you want to write quickly something. Okay, back to the content. So I'll move this a little bit. So I see a little bit better. Wait. So on the right side you have the preview. So this is basically what you get. And on the middle page you have the LaTeX commands. And on the left side, you have the structure of the document. So this is also a difference to Word. In LaTeX, parts of the documents are in different files. So if you change one file, the other file is not affected, while in Word, everything is in one directly visible file. It has its advantages, of course, Word, because it's easier. But if you really want to start a complex thing like a book, you might need to reuse some of your texts, and you might need references and this and that and that. So it gets complicated, especially with non-fiction books. Okay, for your own orientation, you can basically, for the first step, ignore everything, because we don't make any changes right now. We just look at how we can use this. So we already said, okay, on the left side, there is the PDF output, and you can simply download the PDF here, download PDF, or if you use Edge, you can also save it here or print it directly. And you can look at it. That's the same as we saw before. So that is basically every page of your book. And already all pre-formatted. Okay. So now we made the first step. We created a PDF that's created automatically, this one. And we can then use this PDF to print a softcover book. So as I said, this is already ready for print, meaning we can now simply download this and then go to Amazon, enter our title, enter our cover image, enter our pricing, and then publish it on Amazon. So this is already ready to go. So all we need to do is here to click on download. And if I have it here, can look at it again here. That's the PDF file. And now we need to go to Amazon. One moment. So here I have to switch. That's here my account. So in Amazon, of course, obviously you would have to sign up for an account, and with the account, I mean, you can use your normal Amazon account. I use a separate business account. I would recommend it, but it is not needed. So if you have an Amazon account, just use that, and you go to this page here. That's KDP. Wait. So kdp.amazon.com. Okay. No. So that's this one, and it says, okay, sign in, or if you haven't signed in, you can sign up. There are a lot of documents here, how to format your book, how to look out for the margins, etc. pp. But basically all this information is already encapsulated in the template. So you can use it as a reference, but you don't have to read it. So what we will now do is to sign in. And you're here on this page, and it lists all your books. Here are some of my books. Some of the books are still in draft version. That may be a future project, and some are already published. And some are here both as a Kindle ebook and as a paper back. And you also have the option to create a hardcover. For now, we will look at the soft cover. So what do we need to do? Create a paperback. And it asks for my password. So this is my password. No worries, I didn't show any password. Okay, so we can move it again, so let's see it better. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't show this one, but it doesn't matter. So, okay. So I'll resize it a little bit. No, so one moment, I have to switch. So, I have to sign in again. Okay, so as I said, click on paperback, and we're here. And as I said, basically what you need to do is to create a book title and add yourself as an author, write a test or description, and then go here. So we go one by one here through all that, and then upload here the PDF and the cover, set a price, and then we can either send us a sample, and that is recommended, a sample print, and see how it looks, or we just can publish it and it is available on Amazon. It takes a few days. After a few days, it is available. Just a short notice here. Yes, publishing a book is easy, but don't expect many sales if you publish it this way, because you also have to do, of course, marketing. Okay, I already filled this out. You don't have to watch me filling this out with a sample project. And we just go there. One moment, it's still loading. Okay, so sample book here, my grand book, how I created a book, and we want a paperback. So we filled it out here, my grand book, how I created a book in 1 hour. We don't need series detail because it's a single book, and I added my name as the author, just a short test description just to get it basically done. I added a keyword. People will look for this keyword. I own the copyright. I created this book, and you have to select a category, for example, nonfiction, computers in general. And the second one is the paper book content. And here we need to upload the PDF that we just downloaded. One thing you have to select here otherwise it doesn't work. You have to give it a ISBN number. You can buy ISBN numbers at some retailers, but simplified, you can just use here the ISBN number by Amazon. What the advantages or disadvantages are in terms of what's better, that's maybe a topic for another episode, or just ask. So then next thing is you can select the print options. Here you can select, okay, do you want cream paper, that's a little, cream paper, or white paper. And for the white paper, you can show colors or black and white, and we just go with black and white for now. And trim size, my default, wait, I'll show it. Here, my default, wait, I'll switch over. My default, but that's just my personal decision that I use this one. It is this size here. That's 5.25 inch by 8 inch. That's simply the American size here. And no bleed. Bleed is simply the margin and how much is cut off. And I recommend here matte and not glossy. I have to check how their current quality is. I tried it a few years ago and the quality wasn't very good. I mean, it was 5 years ago, so maybe I should try it again. So with these settings, so 5.25 and no bleed matte, here you go. And upload your manuscript. I already did that. That is simply the downloaded PDF. And you can use here the cover creator. I don't recommend the cover creator for actual books, but if you just want to publish a book quickly, you just use this one. It looks like this. I mean, it's very simple. You can click on it and then replace the text as you like. So, and it already tells me, okay, my sample text doesn't fit. I mean, it isn't enough for a spine. So you can here you can also add text here in this middle row, but it is too small, so it was removed. And you add a picture and some text. So that is basically all. I really recommend, as this is basically the face of your book, that you use or hire a cover designer, and we can help with that. Just contact me. Hire a cover designer for a professional designed book that really looks good and then sells. One thing though, it is best to start with thinking about a cover, at least for nonfiction books, at the very beginning, because you really need to find like a hook where you say, okay, I want to sell or want to answer this question or deal with this problem or help the reader with this or that problem. So I really recommend to start very early with thinking about the title, what problem you want to solve, and not write a book and then, okay, now I need a cover and a title. Then it's too late, because you want to start out with the question, okay, what problem do you want to solve? What is your target group? Okay. Have to check here. So, okay, once that is done, you just press publish and save and submit. It takes a while sometimes. And save and submit. Of course, I wouldn't like sell such a book, but just for testing, it is completely enough. So we had the ISBN, we had the color, black and white selected, we have the trim size and basically the dimension of the book. We uploaded the PDF that we downloaded before here, download PDF. And now we can see, okay, the preview. And the preview is basically like a digital version of your book, and you can look at it. So sometimes it takes a while, especially if you make changes to the interior. Now I just changed the cover. It should be a little quicker. Otherwise, I'll switch over. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's already checking the cover. And basically the book previewer also checks the entire interior and checks, for example, if your graphics go out of bound, if your ISBN number checks out, if your have too many white pages, I mean too many empty pages, and then shows you the issues here on the right side. So this quality check. And now let's look at what it found. So let's start with this one. These pages are blank, so we need to fix that. And the other one, the second point is here, some object is outside of margins. I have to fix that as well. So here you see the white and red line. Beyond the white line, there mustn't be anything. Red line is still, I mean, the white line is probably, here's probably the cut. So here is some safety margin, and then here it is cut. And here between the white and red line, you shouldn't have any like text or something like that, but it is probably still like on the actual book. And all the text elements should be inside the red part. That is okay. And here we see always here the left page and the right page. Okay. I should maybe show you the errors here. I didn't show it. So on the left side, you see the error messages here. Okay, here's one and here's one. And we will look at those in a moment. So I move it over there. Okay, so you have left side, right side. So you can basically get an initial impression, and usually the content should always be on the right side. Of course, the left side too, but people look, and when they browse through the book, they look, of course, especially on the right side. So here we have some issues. Here we have some issues. So there's still some changes we can make to the document when we actually fill it out with content. But other than that, I mean, you can like have it here left bound, right bound, centered. Depending on the title, you can have quotations and etc. So all the design will come later. But the basic design here you see it fits exactly the margins, so that is all okay. So let's look at the issues. So usually there are some issues. That is no problem. Here we see 25, 20, 56, 57, 58. So we have 3 empty pages. So let's look at the empty pages. Here we have the book story. That's the chapter title. And then we have empty pages. And then we are here on the reflection side. Let's dive down now for bug fixing into the structure of the document. No, not this one. This one we need. Okay. Here again, I have to move it over here. So already mentioned in the beginning, we have here on the left side the basically directory of the book. And for us, the most important points are here back, that's back matter, front, that's front matter, so everything in front of the introduction. And we also have images, if you have any images, and we have main. Main is basically the main structure of the central part. So in the main part, we have first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. You can, of course, organize it differently, but and just use this as an inspiration, but that is simply how I organize my books. I also have like a questions part, like if I have some questions in the book and ask the reader a question or a test question, and also an ideas, like the answers to the questions. But that depends on the structure of your book, so you can just delete it if you don't like it. Most of the other directories are just technical nature, except maybe for glossary. That's like individual items, like what is LaTeX. And for example, here's a definition. Okay, LaTeX is a document preparation system. Okay, that's simply a short thing, and I can simply include it somewhere in the text. And usually those definitions repeat throughout the text, so I have a central location for this. So if I change something here, everywhere where this is mentioned is changed in the book. just to show you some possibilities. So what else do we have? Let's go back what our problem was. Our problem here was with the empty pages, and here the book story, and that here, as you can also see here, that's page 54, 55. That is all here in the back matter. So let's look at the, that is the main structure, and then we also take a look at the how we integrate all that into a file, and that is here the not first, second, third chapter, but the main text, and the main text is here in this template where everything comes together. And here you don't have to understand every single bit. It takes time to really go through that if you want to make major changes. I just want to show you directions where to look, and that is the main text file. And in the main text file, you see like first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. So you can rearrange it if you want to have a different sequence. Or here, as you see here, the back matter, and here we see an advertisement. We see recommended books. We see author, and we also see the book story, and something goes on with the book story. So we look at here back the book story. Where is it? Here. And we see, okay, it's completely empty, and we should write something here. For example, we wrote this book on February 20th, 2020. As part of a online workshop with Clemens. Okay, now we made a change, but of course we changed it only here. So now we have to press recompile, and it takes a moment, and it generates a new PDF file. As you see here, compiling. It can take a while depending on the size of the thing. And if you scroll now down to somewhere book story, it's somewhere here on 55 or so. The book story here. We wrote this book on February 20th as part of online workshop with Clemens. So we still have those 3 empty pages though. So we need to move this to the next page actually. This is also something for another lesson, like really to learn the individual LaTeX commands. Here, of course, I can help out. So if you have manuscript and want to just use this template and with minimal amount of time, I can usually do it in an hour or two to transfer your entire book into this template. Okay, so we moved it outside here. That's basically the chapter page. We moved it now outside of this chapter page, and we'll try again. Sometimes, especially towards the end of a project, it sometimes takes a few tries to get it all right. Again, it has its drawbacks and its advantages. So what we have now here, the book story, an empty page. So you can basically imagine this page is on the right side where you look at it, and then you turn around the page, and that now the empty page is on the left side, and on the right side again is text. Right, that's what you want. Then we turn again the page, and it is empty, and on the left side it is empty, and on the right side there is now here reflection. So this should usually solve the issue with Amazon with this one. So we try that out. So next one, we had an issue here with an object outside the margins. So this is basically here a drawing, and it is a little bit pixel, 1 or 2 pixels too far. So I might be changing this in the template. For now, we can just remove this one. So where is this one? This is on page 40. Here in the 3rd chapter, so we will just remove this one and it should be fine. No, not this one. Here. So again, we go to main, third chapter. So again, these steps you don't usually have to do if you fill in your own content. This is just now an issue with the empty, with some empty pages of the template. Also, Amazon changes sometimes the way it is checking your book. And I will just update this one. Okay, we had the third chapter. And if you look again in the print previewer here, build chain of the build chain of Overleaf as a text picture. So here you see basically a description how this all goes. The way it is compiling, etc., is also described in my book. All the chapters of the book are also available as blog entries. Book is just nicer to read. Okay, so we want to replace this one. So we just go to here, build chain of Overleaf as a text picture, and we just comment it out. Can also just remove it. Here, the difference is here you see it a little bit. Okay, you don't see it. Huh. Here we go. So here we are in the, no, that's a little bit of a problem with the live streaming, but all is fine. Okay, so here we go. So we are in the third chapter, and here we had this image build chain of Overleaf as a text picture, and we now commented it out, and that's here you see a little bit blue. Blue means it's just a comment and it is not shown in the actual PDF. That's also an advantage over Word. Like you can write comments everywhere you like, and it's not printed or not shown then in the final one. So if we compare it here again, so this was here in 45 or something like that. And you can also, all these pictures are created also on the fly. So those are not like images from another program, but they are generated inside the program. Just as a side note, what's possible with LaTeX. So here you see that it's basically this picture as text. Again, that's just a preview for a future episode. Okay, so we commented it out. It's still there. Why? Because we still have to recompile. Simple as that. So again, it takes a while to read through all the files and check it and make the graphics, etc. Okay, it's already done. So now we see, okay, it's gone. There's no more thing. So we removed the images and the one image and the 3 empty page, or at least one empty page. So now Amazon should allow us to use it. So I'll just go back to Amazon. I will share it in one moment. So we just exit the print previewer and upload it again. So where did I put it? Just looking for it. There we go. So just uploading it again. Okay, so now it's uploaded, and now it says, okay, again, it looks like you made changes. So it's processing here the files here, processing file. It also has to if you use the automatic cover creator, it also has to update the cover because the page number might have changed. So this takes a while. So while we are waiting, maybe, okay, it's still yeah, it can take several minutes. I mean, it's just a small document, but it takes a little bit. Maybe let's take a look back at the blog entry. So what did we do? We used a template. Then we created a PDF. That's just some details you can look up, and we uploaded it on Amazon. So what this article then next discusses is how we not just create a softcover book, but also a ebook, because on the Kindle page we can also create a Kindle ebook. But the Kindle ebook, that's a specialty. The ebook can be displayed on a smartphone, on a Kindle reader, on a Amazon Fire, etc. pp. So there are many different resolutions. That means it needs to be in a special format that ignores resolutions. So we can't use much of the formatting that is shown here, like with page numbers and separate pages, etc. But we need to use like a more relaxed format. And more relaxed format is, for example, HTML, because also with HTML you have a different browser size. You can look it on the smartphone. You have a large screen, a small screen, a window, etc. So HTML is ideal for that. And LaTeX, together with a basically a plugin called Text for HT, can basically convert your LaTeX file into a HTML file. Okay, so but let's check with our Amazon. Wait, I put it somewhere else. One moment. Where did I put it? Too many windows open. No, where is it? Print Previewer. Okay, it's already done. Zip. Okay. So now we see, okay, the issue with the empty pages is fixed. We still have text outside of margins. So, okay, so here we have still some text outside of margins, so no problem. Okay, can't see it. No problem. Here's a little bit a pixel too far, so Amazon got a little bit picky lately. So we'll just go there and also remove this picture. Again, I will probably upload a new version of the template afterwards, but no problem, because this way you saw how you can deal with issues. Because I mean, it's common, even if you add your own pictures or your own text, usually there's some issue in Amazon, so you basically need to know how to fix those. Okay, it's recompiling. I'm downloading and uploading. And then we will look at the ebooks. And then we have it for today. Okay, one moment. Upload, download, download, upload. Zip, zip, zip. Exit. So, uploading it again. So as usual, okay, it's again calculating, but I leave it here in the background. So hopefully this will work now, because now, while it's still compiling our paperback, we will look at how to use this one to also generate a website. So you can simply write your text in LaTeX and generate an HTML page. Then you can also copy with formatting also this into your blog post, for example, and don't have to like format it again if you copy it from Word or something like that. So it's a very flexible format. And also you can convert this HTML file then to a file format readable by Kindle readers, by smartphones. Okay, what do we need to do? I need to show you what I'm doing. So it gets a little bit technical, but you just have to know the steps. So click on menu, and then you click on compiler. And here you click PDF LaTeX, simply because the plugin works only with PDF LaTeX, the text for HT. And here, to be safe, 2016. It's simply, it works with that. I don't 100% know if it works with 2021 for everything. So I recommend, I mean, you don't lose anything. Just use 2016 with PDF LaTeX. And of course, we need to use recompile. Takes a moment. And because it's a different set of libraries and a different set of settings in the template, it will look a little bit differently. But one thing to note here with PDF LaTeX, you can basically ignore the output here. So it's still loading. I mean, once it's done, you can basically ignore what is showing here. The important point is the HTML output file. So while it's compiling, it also, I mean, it not just compiles this file here, but it also compiles here a HTML file. So that is done, and you see it, font looks a little bit different, the line looks a little bit different, so it's all a little bit different, but you can ignore that because that is not the real output. That's simply that Overleaf always wants to show you a PDF, so that is why a PDF is shown. The important point here is the logs and output files, and here at the bottom, here other logs and files. And here you have to look for an allfiles.zip and click on it and download it. So you have that downloaded. Wait, I have to locate it on my computer. And there we go. So where did it save? Ah, okay. Okay. Move it again. Yeah, file handling and streaming is always a problem. So here I open the, you don't see it, right? Okay, I open the all files, and here you see again the same structure as we had in Overleaf, but all that you can ignore that. The most important here is the output HTML. So we need to extract that now, and then use a Kindle book converter, convert it to Mobi, and then upload it to Amazon. So that's it. So step 1, switch to PDF LaTeX. Step 2, recompile. Step 3, download the all files .zip. Step 4, extract it. And step 5, convert it. Okay, I will be doing that now. Extract. So, and we can look at it actually in a browser. So, hope this works. Yeah. So this is now the, it's a little bit, it doesn't matter. So this is basically the, okay, now it works. Okay, this is the same book, but as HTML. So you can see the same. It's of course HTML formatting, so it's not like nice pages or something like that, but it's like one running text here. Here the images, etc. Those are also resized then on the Kindle version, and all the chapters and the ending. And with the Kindle converter tool, that's called Kindle Previewer, we can turn this one now into an ebook. So for this, we need, wait, we need to look at our, so and all those steps are described here on my blog post. And you can see here all the steps here with the output, with the all files.zip. And we are now at the last step here, converting HTML to Kindle. And for this one, you need to download the Kindle Previewer. I added the link here. Just download it, install it. If you already have a Kindle Previewer, I recommend to start it and end it, because then it checks for updates. Because if you don't have the most current update, there might be problems with the ebook file, and there might be some error. So where is it? So it looks like this, Kindle Previewer, and you click on here, File, Open Book, and select, go to your directory, here, downloads or something like that, and open the output HTML. So I have to search it on my computer. Where did I put it here? All files. Here we go. So there we go. So this is the all files.zip, and here we have the output HTML, and we just select it and go. And the book conversion starts. It also takes a few minutes with this short sample book, just a few moments. And there we go. There is our ebook, created on February 20th. And here we see it's again a little bit different format. Also, if you look at it actually on the Kindle, it will also look a little bit different. So I recommend to actually own a Kindle. Well, if you want to publish to Kindle, or at least look at it on the smartphone. You can save this and open it with your Kindle Reader or Kindle Reader app. And you see it's a little bit different formatting. And there are sometimes some issues with like empty pages or half empty pages, but you can't really fix them because that is all done automatically. And it will also differ depending on the device you're looking at. So don't be worried here about the formatting. Look at it in an actual Kindle, because that is really just a preview. It's not the final formatting. And now all you need to do is to export and save it as a, I think, wait, let me check, as a KPF file. Yeah, KPF file. Here you go, KPF file, and just save it in the same directory. Takes a moment, and then you have it as a KPF. And then we will switch back to Amazon, and we should have everything done. Let's see. Let's first look if our conversion is successful. Let me check. So I have to check the other window. There we go. So we are now back in our softcover book. So here and here, no issues. Quality check. So it is recommended to at least click through and see if the page breaks are okay, if the images are okay, etc., etc., etc. Oh, this is recommended. You don't have to do that. I just do it now for show. Oops. Okay, I zoomed now in. And that's it. And then you can, on the bottom right, it's not visible here. On the bottom right here, you can click on approve. And it's approved by Amazon. And we are back in this screen. So paperback details are filled out, paperback content is filled out, and you can now see also the printing costs based on the amount of pages, your page coloring, and I think for some formats also the page size. Here, trim size, page count. Here you see everything again. So now save and continue. And now you can order a sample book. Here, request, if you scroll down, you can ignore that for now. Request a printed proof of this book. This takes a few hours and you get an email after a few hours, and then you automatically have it in your shopping cart in Amazon and just order it as a normal book. Also, you can set here the price, etc., and already publish it if you want. But for now, I would recommend just get a proof and look at it and see what you can change. Everything else, I mean, you can just here set prices. You can have them then, I don't know, maybe 10. And then it automatically calculates like how much costs printing, what is the rate, and how much do you earn per book. Or if you want to use expanded distribution like in libraries or other booksellers, then 40%, and usually with Amazon 60%. That's that. Again, order a proof to look at it and then publish it, and that's your book. But we have one other thing to do and connect a ebook to it, the ebook we just created. Okay, I have to sign in again. So here's again our book, and I already created a draft version, just filled out with the basic contents, and what we want to do is to add a content, namely our ebook. And here, upload manuscript, and then upload the KPF file. So I will do that now. If I can find it, yeah, I think. Output KPF. Yeah. So there we go. So it's processing your file. I already added a cover, and it's converting. And we will also look here at the previewer. Takes a moment. And if you add an ebook, it also directly connects your softcover book with the ebook. So someone going to your page on Amazon will see, hey, it is also available as an ebook, or vice versa. It is also available as a softcover book. So that is very helpful, because some people simply don't want to buy paper books anymore, and some people don't want to buy Kindle books. So it's best to have both available. Yeah, one limitation, like if you bring your own LaTeX files or LaTeX projects with you and want to use the template, if you have very complex graphics or so, there might be some problems. So just, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I had to press it again. Okay, so just a cat instead of a dog. And here we again have the ebook. Looks again a little bit different because it's a little different format. Again, as I said, you can download it and open the file, or simply open the KPF file or MOBI file. You can also export it as MOBI in your normal Kindle reader. Because, yeah, this is also a previewer. This is also not 100% the same. Okay, now we are done, and we go back to the book details, and we can immediately go to pricing, and the same as with I mean, for ebooks, there are also KDP Select, etc. That's also a topic for a different day. For now, you can just enter price. Also, there's a limit to $9.99, so that is maybe important to note. And here you get like $70 if you also pay for the delivery cost. And then publish your ebook. That's it. So that was publishing your book in 1 hour, obviously without actually writing a book, so all the content you would have to add, but purely the technical parts, even including correcting errors, fixing errors, might take just an hour of time. If you are really serious and have like a larger project already done, it's best to contact me and I can help you with that. If it's just a small thing for free, otherwise as a paid service. But it's better than you trying to figure it out in 50 hours or so how to do it. So if I can do it in 1 hour. And also, if you want to start a new book, I can help out with brainstorming, or just join next week, when I will be talking about how to organize a book more on the content side. So then it's more about ideas, structuring a book, maybe using Excel or diagrams or something like that, really to get your ideas and reducing it to the central point. I will see if I can discuss both nonfiction and fiction books. I think I will start with nonfiction books and then maybe in 2 weeks discuss fiction books. The fiction books, I'm not as proficient, but I have some knowledge about it. But the basics are always the same, how to write a book. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe if you like those type of videos. I will also do some videos on project management, no matter what project, and also coaching in terms of how to then present your book, maybe in a reading, or take some parts of your book as a public speech. Also, if you want to discuss it with others, like meeting organization or make an event out of it, the whole marketing part, I also do that. In that regard, thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. It's today a little bit more technical topic. And see you next Sunday, same time, 9 p.m. And have a nice week. Bye.